Howdy, y'all. Welcome to BanjoBenClark.com. I'm Banjo Ben, your host, and today we're learning, what song is it? Home on the Range in the key of C on guitar. Here's the deal. We're not only going to learn a version to this, I want us to learn how to take a melody and to add some really pretty stuff around it. And that's really what the lesson's about. If you want to learn Home on the Range, you can do that. But if you want to learn how to become a better soloist, a better improviser, be able to build better breaks, then that's what this lesson is primarily about today. We're going to take that basic melody, learn how to use the chords that are being played behind us and the scales that we have within reach to spice it up a little bit and to make it really tasty. If you're watching here on the website already, you have everything you need. Just scroll down, grab the rhythm track as well as the tabs, and watch the rest of this video lesson. If you're watching somewhere else, I'll ask you here in a moment to come over to the website, BanjoBenClark.com. You can see the rest of this 30-minute lesson or so. Let's get started with Home on the Range. Let's talk about the song's DNA just a little bit. We're going to do it in the key of C. It has a few more chords in it than just the typical C, F, and G that we often find in the key of C. And really, this is also our prerogative. How do we want to play it? You can get a little swingy on this song. There's lots of substitute chords that sound beautiful to work in here. I didn't do tons of those. I did bring in a 6 minor, which in the key of C is A minor. I brought in a 2 minor, which in the key of C is a D minor. And then we also do a 2 major in the chorus. Sounds really fun. And then we're going to play a lot of G7s to bring our ear back around to that C. Now, another thing that we need to notice is that this song is a waltz. There's 3 beats in each measure. We just need to keep that in mind. And then the third thing that we need to be able to do is find the basic melody. Now, as we look at the tab here, one thing you'll notice is that some of the notes are highlighted in yellow. That's because those are the basic melody notes. If we were to just play those, we would have the song. But we don't want to just play the basic melody. We also want to add some really cool things behind that. And one thing that we need to know as guitar players, as solo players, is what are those chords? Because the chords that are being played behind us it's going to help us figure out what to play in our solo to beef it up a little bit. So as a guitar player, I'm thinking, all right, I've got 2 measures of C, and then it's going to 2 measures of F. Now, if you don't know that, then you need to ask that question. You need to look around and talk to people who are playing rhythm, ask what chords are being played, or at least watch it, or figure it out. Figure out whatever version that you're playing. You need to know what this chord roadmap is. Now, we're playing the basic melody. The first thing that we do to add outside the basic melody is there in measure 6, the last measure of that line. We're just going to play part of the chord. That's just to strengthen up that melody a little bit so that this first line sounds like this. We're going to keep it simple at first, right? So nothing hard about that. As we go into the next line, we're going to become a little bit more melodic. We're going to use the C major scale to walk around the various melody notes. Now, what does the melody do here? The melody, if we were to keep it very basic, would sound like this. But if you'll notice the highlighted notes there, we're going to mess with the timing just a little bit and work it into that scale. This is just a C major scale climbing down in measure 7. So my melody starts there. I know that my melody needs to come down to right there. So I'm just using a C major scale to connect this to this. Now, once I land there in measure 8, I know that I'm playing over an A minor. So that's what gives me the clue to play that 2nd fret beneath it. That's part of your A minor chord, to have something to bounce off of. That's how I knew to put down that 2nd fret. Now, in measure 9, I have a measure of D minor. There's a D minor chord. So I'm also going to use part of that chord to build my harmony notes. So my melody's there, and I've got lots of space to do whatever I want. So I'm going to, again, use that harmony and then the scale to fill it up. Now, as we get to that measure 10, that's over a G chord. So I have lots of notes there at my disposal. Okay, so the basic melody is still there. But we have so much more room to add things. What can we add? Well, we can add notes from the C major scale. And then we can think about what chord is being played behind us. We have a chord measure C, measure of A minor, measure D minor, measure G, so we can borrow from the notes from those chords and use the scale to fill in the blanks. And this is how I've chosen to do it, the whole line. As we move forward, we're going to just add some more harmony notes in using the chords that are being played. So we have a couple measures of C. I'm going to take advantage of those C chord notes. Now that sounds really nice and pretty, but have I done anything hard? Absolutely not. I'm just playing the melody notes and throwing in some chord notes. Again, measures 13. We're going to use the C major scale to connect our melody notes. What do our melody notes do? It goes. So I'm going to delay this melody note a little bit, not land there until measure 14. And whenever I do land there, I'm going to know or discover, this is part of the journey, that we're playing an F minor chord there. Okay, so a regular F chord is here. An F minor chord, you'll just bar the first 3 strings on the first 3 frets. There. There's an F minor. Just release your middle finger. So I'm going to use some of those harmony notes to drive home the fact that we are over the minor chord. The whole line. Last line, where's our melody? And I just wanted to do something a little fun here to keep those melody notes present, but again, work around the chords that we're given, that's being played behind us. So our melody in that first measure, and I'm just going to walk my way through the C chord backwards with a little cross picking. Same thing for the G7. Here's the melody, but I'm going to use the G7 notes. There's the 7th. And then back down to the C chord. Then we'll walk up to the chorus. So this whole line. Just a little trick, a little pro tip there. If you want it as smooth as possible, leave your fingers down until you have to pick up those notes. So as you look back and measure 16 and 17, I'm going to hold those notes, specifically that 3rd fret there, until I have to move it measure 17 right there. So listen. Oh, sorry. It gives it a lot of sustain. That's why it's not real choppy sounding. Okay, so there's the verse. We're going to pick up the chorus next, and then we're going to play it all the way through slowly, as well as cover some of the rhythm for this song. If you're watching here at banjobenclark.com as a Gold Pick member, you can just click on the next video segment. If you're watching somewhere else, come on over to the website, join as a Gold Pick member, see this lesson and hundreds more.